Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Maya-lurks and crab people. Today, it's time to go back to Fallout. To make a fat man. Then actually a guy said to me, you should build a working one that can shoot mini-nuke stuff. And I say, challenge accepted. So, let's try.
So I'm starting here by marking everything I'm going to cut out, and this looks a little bit strange and complicated, but you will see what I mean in a while when I'm starting to cut these things up. And then we're gonna put a wooden rod like that. A guy, Steven C. Bear, said that I should make this, so I have checked that out at this point. So we're gonna start by drilling all in the corners of the holes that we're gonna make with this from this very, very big pipe of PVC that I have. This is a little bit miscolored due to this being outside for several years, and it's not that very good. I don't think it will be working for actually being for plumbing, so well, it's gonna be this obviously. And you see I'm using it and cutting out basically just a big hole and then doing a little bit of, well, fixing the corners a little bit easier. There is actually better tools than this saw for it, but well, it was quick and my Dremel is not that reliable. So now we're gonna make sure that everything is like centered and stuff like that, and I'm going to now draw this back piece here where the mini nuke is inside before it's getting fired away. And as you see, I'm making these holes by measuring the same distance everywhere. It's a little bit hard to center this thing, but take your time and be patient with this and it will work out very well. And I actually did the second to last hole there is actually going to be a little bit smaller than the other ones. I realized when I looked at the picture again, so that's a mistake of me, but well, it still looks very nice like that. And now we're going to make all the little holes that are on the front section of it. And it's just having a drill and drilling holes in it. It's going to be like the size of your finger. Like that. Yeah, so now we're going to actually try to cut the part off here. That is the middle section. The thing is that we're going to actually cut the big separating hole on top of it.
So, now you see, this is very, very, very large. And now we have the side here. And this is the last thing is going to be done here after shaping this is to cut the whole line so it will be open. But because this thing it's so big, it will be like that and then a little bit longer in the end also. Ta-da! So, as you see, this is quite large, so I will not fit in picture with it. But now we're going to take this piece of wood here and estimate it a bit because it's going to be... don't worry about it, it's going to be a little bit bigger in the front and also a little bit longer in the back. So I will just eyeball it with saying that will kind of do. That because it's going to be ridiculously big anyway. Also, little note that I will probably make this part separate so I can actually fit in this into a bag because now it's more than a meter long.
Yes, but that is entirely optional, but I'm going to show you to do it anyway, as you have this little joint and we're going to cut it in the middle there and drill it together. I hope you see that I have just cut one side and then put another, cut two to the middle in front of each other and then cut them through each other. So, well, that was kind of not a very, very good explanation, but whatever. I will explain it later, I think. Anyway, so now we're gonna drill some little holes to actually attach this to the wood. And wood is not very good to make like a metal finish of, but I cannot find a better material that is stronger and lighter and, well, have all the... because this is very, very heavy. So I think wood would be perfect. Anyway, now we're gonna take this these V-shaped things that you can buy in a hardware store. I don't know what they are named of, but they are plastic and they are V-shaped. And now I'm taking the X-Acto knife and I'm going to take a little bit of part of the PVC scrap just to have a measurement on how thick it's going to be and just make a very rough cut. So I will then have something to go, you see there, and then when I take it and do like this is not kind of responsible way to do it, but I do it anyway. I'm a professional-ish. And just follow it through that line and it will actually separate quite good and it will have the same length it will have. See, like that. And now I also forgot to film when I did all these little holes in because I forgot to do them when the pipe was still in one piece. So I had to do it afterwards like that. And you see, it will look very, very nice indeed. And due to this PVC pipe is so strong in itself, it will hold up very good. But I would still not recommend putting any stress on these things. So now we're gonna cut this little piece of wood into a handle. And I'm just gonna cut off some sides. There actually was a little mistake in the middle there, which you should not have, but I do that. Keep that. Because I got it to make a little battle damage, which is a very good thing to do with Fallout props, because if you do anything that doesn't look very good, make it look like it has been like damaged in the apocalypse. And that is how the handling is going to look like, and I was supposed to do this the proper way, but then I thought, hey, I have something even better than that, an old toy gun at home. So now when I have measured that up, I will, well, take what I can find to be fitting like that, and actually cut that part out like that, and just glue it on there. And it will look fabulous, I think, and also do the same thing on the opposite side. Now I have this little plastic piece that I am measuring out to it the same as the 2x2 wood, and have made some little holes in it to drill for the screws to easily attach into, because this is going to be the main trigger thing, which I will possibly in the last part well, exchange for something else when I'm going to make it actually try to be functional. But this is just a cosmetic version of the Fat Man. So you see, I have some little AVA foam and did a little trigger bit, and now we're gonna make the garter. And you see, oh, it's holes in it. And this very good metal, but it's holes in it. So I will tape this up so it will look good, and also attach it by just screwing it in the screws, like, you know, see, like I did there. Have a flat bottom so it doesn't pull out too much of it. See, like that. And now the taping part here. When you paint this later, it will actually don't look like duct tape, but this is a very, very quick and good way to do these things. If you don't already have like metal straps or something else better to use it with, like that, you see. And now I have drilled a little hole for it to fit in, so it doesn't poke out. And
now for the front part here, I'm going to use this absolutely perfect part for this to be like that, to be a holding handle, except for this has holes in here. But I'm not going to be that anal and have it. And this part is absolutely perfect, and I don't know if they still make this, but I think they do, and it's actually electrical fence pole that you can buy in your local, well, stores for buying farming stuff.
Yes. So, we are going to drill a little hole here, and then put it in there. Because that's what holes are for. Yes, and I was gonna put a little bit of plastic pipe here, because the hole was a little bit too big, so I'm just gonna fit it there, and now I'm going to saw off the excess plastic there. This is nothing you need to do if you have a proper size drill, which I didn't have. So now we're just gonna make a little hole here. The reason I use screws here is not, you can glue this on also, but as I'm very sure that I'm going to take this to a convention, which most of the conventions is very far away from me, so I have to like make sure that they will fit in a bag or just in the trunk of my car, which this doesn't do because it's too big. So now we're just gonna make the little shoulder rest guard thing there. It's the same way which we did the other. We did the tape, and it's the same thing as the other thing. And now we're gonna take some little bit of EVA foam here, and you see I use this little device that makes holes, and I actually had to make bigger holes for it, but that is basically what you do, so you can take them apart.
Well, we call it a part here because this takes a long time to build. So in the next part I will make the tank and the other stuff and the detailing and the big thing in the back here, and this thing is already quite heavy, so it's gonna be a very, very big thing. And then in the last part we will end it off by actually trying to make this fire stuff, which I will have to figure out in a way.